Well, first of all, Dr. Ben Bowers, Wichita, Kansas, functional medicine physician for over 35, 38 years. I've been involved in this healthcare field. And one of the things that we as physicians, as doctors, we try to do is we want to try to impact people's lives. And to me, that's a critical thing that we do. I've been exposed to a lot of gimmicks, pills, drinks, you name it, in all these years of being in practice. And one of the things that I do within my practice itself is bariatric analysis, which is studying overweight, obesity, all these different things, and how we can help people actually get through that. So when I was first given the opportunity to look at this, it's one of the things I wasn't, but as a good friend of mine, I've known this guy almost all my life. I'm going to do him a solid and I'm going to look at it. So I did. And to be honest with you, I was shocked by what I was seeing because I thought, wait a minute, it's not possible. You can't have this kind of stuff. So I did my due diligence. I did a deep dive on the research on the essence of the flour and the extract, the excipients that are pulled out of there, and on the adiphyte that we have within the pHix. And so I decided, okay, first and foremost, I'm going to do it. Second of all, I'm going to call up some of my doctor friends, and we're going to do this together. And so we got 4, 5, 6 different doctors that are all doing this. And the interesting thing that I want to kind of let everybody be aware of is that when you look at the human body, we talked about there's 3 categories of body, and those simple terms are endomorph, ectomorph, and mesomorph. And those break down into 96 different body types. So far tonight, you've heard a lot of people have a lot of different reactions, right? My own personal testimony, I've been on a little less than 3 weeks. I've lost 6 pounds and over 12 inches of girth or measurements. Now, I do a lot of measurements in my clinic, my office, with my patients or clients, and we do that because there's a lot of reasons to watch and monitor these bodies. Keep in mind, most of the people that come into our clinic, they already have some health issue, whether it's an autoimmune condition, whether it's some type of inflammatory issue, whether it's an organ failure, whether it's a dysfunction within the body somewhere. They're coming to us because something's not right. And so we're seeing, I'm going to say, some of the worst of the worst cases. And so there's about 20 different things that we monitor and that we kind of watch on our clients and our patients as we go through this. And some of the biggest things we're seeing is the majority of people are losing girth or inches. Now, when we have them do measurements, we do a full body measurement, meaning from the head to the neck to the chest to the arms, the forearms, the belly, above the belly button, below the belly button, the hips, the thighs, the kneecaps, the legs, and the ankles, right? And so when we look at all these things, the reason we watch them is we can tell you what is dysfunctional or what part of the body is trying to correct a dysfunction, and therefore we'll start seeing some changes in it. And we hear all these things like, I'm having more energy, I'm having more stamina, I'm having less brain fog, I'm having more clarity of thought, I'm having better sleep, deeper sleep, I'm urinating more, I'm urinating less, I'm defecating more, I'm having less often defecation but more volume. My hair is getting thicker and stronger, my skin is glowing, my menstrual cycles have changed, my menopause cycles have changed, my premenopause cycles have changed. As a couple of them are brought up, is the dopamine that goes up. And when you think about all the different things that people do to lose weight, and depend upon who you're going to watch or what research numbers you're going to watch, at least 50 to 60% of the people in America are well over being overweight. And we think it's as high as into the 70s, but over 50% are obese. Guess what? There's a lot of people out there that don't come up to our clinics. And if we can make an impact on their lives and help them, wow, isn't that a great thing to do? Now, think about what everybody does who's trying to lose weight. I mean, we think about specialty diets, erratic diets, dysfunctional diets, pills, drinks, intermittent fasting has been brought up, working out, buying all types of equipment, watching the scales, doing the cold plunges, doing the cold showers. And every bit of those work on some bodies, right? But they don't work for all bodies. And what's interesting is when we look at the white adipose tissue, and we talk about that in 3 categorical areas. Number 1, we talk about what happens to the VAT, the visceral adipose tissue, think between your chest and your thighs. And then we talk about the white adipose tissue, which is generally around the hips, the buttocks, and the thighs. And people usually call that some type of a cellulite. And then we talk about the muscle adipose tissue, which is the adipose tissue in your muscles. By watching all these measurements on the people that we have taken this pHix, we're seeing all these different dynamics change. Then we get into the hormone dysregulation. And yes, men have hormone dysregulation. They have issues as well as females. But we're watching all these dynamics change. people are saying, Doc, I'm the happiest I've been in weeks, months, or years. I don't have all my issues or my problems I've been having. I'm seeing less inflammatory issues. I'm seeing less autoimmune conditions, less bloating. And the list goes on, guys. Here's the thing that I have found, right? That as we are watching people go through this, and as it's been said, this has only been about 3 weeks since I've been involved with this, and I'm watching the dynamics of some people losing inches but gaining weight. And what we have to understand about that is there's an inflammatory issue that's going on in the body, and the body is going to retain water to use it as a medium to break down and get rid of those toxics or those chemical toxins that are coming out of the fat cells. That is a healthy state. That's not unhealthy. So if people are just watching that one piece of equipment called a scale, some are going to become discouraged. If they will do their measurements and actually watch their attitude, their emotions, their energy, their strength, their stamina, they're going to start seeing some changes, even though the scales may not change. And those are just some of the biggest things that I'm seeing. Now, if you do work out, guess what? The improvement's even better. If you do some intermittent fasting, the improvement's even better. When we look at the brown adipose tissue and we get into what are called the bitter receptors and we watch what turns this on, folks, I'm telling you, I've done a lot of research in my life, written a lot of stuff, done a lot of product supplementations. I have done a lot of product development, and I've not ever found anything like this. And here's the other thing that I think is critical for us to understand. Most of the research that have been done on the white adipose tissue that's been done with the hops, flour, and the excipients or the extracts out of that has been proven of 12 to 16 weeks, it never loses its ability. And when we're talking about people that need to lose, just think about this, pounds that they've got to get all this off. The longer we're on this, the better the body is going to respond, the more dynamic impact it will have on that body and its life and the brain that's controlling it. And when I look at that, that part has got me so excited to think that by being involved with this company and using this pHix and prescribing it to people all around everywhere I can, that I'm going to watch lives dynamically change, which means we're going to see relationships change, attitudes change, the dynamic ability to extend the quality of life, even though we don't have control over the quantity, the time of life, the quantity of life. So, Brian, I'm telling you, the more that I've dug into this and look at all this, oh, by the way, there's a new research that just came out just 2 days ago that they're looking at how they can take white fat and try to turn it into brown fat. I think that's going to be an uphill battle. And this product turns on the brown fat to command the white fat to be burnt to actually help heal the body. And there's just nothing out there that's been around. And we've got it. We're the only ones that got it. So I'm real impressed with what this can do for all of our people.